Next, coming to God time. So we know that what is the general meaning of God time, right? So what is the use of that one? So due to inaccuracies in superframe synchronization and drift between synchronization events, media access slot start times for different devices are not synchronized perfectly. To ensure a full SIFS interval between transmission in adjacent media access slots, the devices shall maintain the short interframe spacing interval and guard interval at the end of the reservation block. Okay, so if it wants to send two adjacent, if it wants to send the packets in the two adjacent media access slots, anyway it has to maintain that SIFS, right? So along with that it will have that guard time also. Look at here in this figure, they have illustrated how a device uses the guard interval to maintain SIFS interval between transmissions in adjacent reservation block. Look at here. This is a slower device, media access slot boundary. This is a faster device, boundary. Okay. Now between that we are having SIFS plus this guard time interval. Getting? So this is the formula for that guard time calculation. It's equivalent to maximum synchronization error plus maximum drift. Okay, the drift relates to the clock of each device, and the drift is calculated like this: 2 by clock accuracy. Clock accuracy generally will be represented in terms of ppm, okay, parts per million, cross 1 e per 6 into synchronization interval, and then the synchronization interval is calculated using this formula: m maximum lost beacons plus 1 by superframe length. So these two, by these three formulas, they are doing the synchronization: guard time calculation, max drift calculation, and the synchronization interval calculation. Okay. Now if you look at this figure, here they have explained how to how the SIFS and guard time in the DRP reservation block, having that synchronization and guard time and all everything. So if you look at this diagram, here the frame is coming. Between the two consecutive frames we are having SIFS or MIFS, okay, and at last we'll have the end of reservation block, right? So you have to assume that inside a super frame we are having DRP. Inside the DRP we are having so many so many frames. Between the frames we are having interframe spacing, right? Okay, but look at here, in this block at last we are having guard time, so that if the neighbor wants to start, then this guard time will eliminate that synchronization problems and all. This is for the scenario with no acknowledgement. Now come to scenario with immediate acknowledgement. Okay, so this is an entire block. Here the frame, between that between the frame we have to maintain short interframe spacing, right? So the frame has transmitted, then some gap, then the acknowledgement for frame has come, then again some gap, then the next frame. So like that it's happening, right, up to here. At last at the end of this block we are having guard time. So here the difference is the acknowledgement policy in this case is equal to immediate acknowledgement, but in the case of the previous one, the acknowledgement policy is no acknowledgement.